welcome to Outlier on Air. Today we are at the Startup Ogden co-working space with Jordan Avner and Nate Hall with Corporate Group Buy. And thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, do you work out of this co-working space?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, fantastic. Yep. So first of all, tell us what Corporate Group Buy is and how big your company is right now.
As in employees, or?
Yes, let's start with that.
Okay. So Corporate Group Buy, we sell branded items, so promotional products, whether that's a logo on a pen or screen printing or embroidery or banners, car wraps, all those kinds of things.
Cool. Swag?
Swag. But like it says, Group Buy, so we actually combine orders from a bunch of different businesses, because there's tons of companies that are ordering the same things. Mm-hmm. We actually combine all those orders and give everybody a total quantity discount. Okay,
so you are the founder of this company.
Yep.
How did this come to be?
We actually had a customer come to us, and they have 150 locations, and each one of them, the location is very specific for it, so the city name, and so they wanted to do a group buy all together, and they're like, well, let's just ditch the city name, just give us the best price you have on a pen. And I basically came back to them and said, you know, if we get the cheapest pen we can find, it's going to be a piece of crap. Mm-hmm. You're not going to want to put your name on it. So let's try to figure out something that would work out a little bit better. And so we looked for another solution and couldn't find one. We said, you know, you have enough volume. If we started with you, we could probably create something where we could actually combine different orders together for something you actually want, not just a piece of crap pen, but something that is
something cool.
A really good pen,
so
something I want to put their name on.
This is like the ultimate question, right? What's the coolest swag we can get? Name us some really cool swag. Give us some ideas.
Okay, so
that's a cool pen.
Yeah, so this is something that's super popular.
Okay.
So, right, these glasses that everybody wants. But it really kind of depends on who your company is and who your audience is. Because there's a lot of companies that will come to us and they're like, we want this thing. We ask them how they want to use it, and it sometimes doesn't really relate to what they're doing.
Okay.
And so the coolest swag is actually the most effective swag. Something that's actually going to get customers to order from your business.
Something they'll use.
Yep.
What do you instruct them to choose? I mean, I'm sure they ask for your advice.
Yeah, so
what are some of the most well-used items?
It's actually across the board. So there's hundreds of thousands of products, and so sometimes it's kind of hard because you're like, what is the coolest thing?
Yeah.
So that's another actually problem that we're solving with Corporate Group Buy. So if you go to corporategroupbuy.com, there's actually 9 products that we've curated from all the hundreds of thousands.
Okay.
And so they're on there for 9 days at a time. And so those are basically the items. So like right now there's a flat bill hat on there. There's a business card holder that actually may have gone off yesterday.
Okay.
But if you're wondering,
that makes it easy. 9 choices I can do with that,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Rather than hundreds of thousands of products at a time.
Yeah.
So you order all of these things in a group, and then who puts the branding on them?
Yeah. So we actually have hundreds of suppliers.
Okay.
So for example, you know, like big pens.
Yep.
So that's one supplier, and you can imagine what they do. They actually do the big pens, like the sticky notepads and those kinds of things.
Okay.
And they do the imprinting on the items as well.
Okay.
So when it's ordered from us, we compile the orders all together and then order from them in a group, and then we ship them out to all the customers.
Why isn't everyone doing this model? Is this what makes you a disruptor?
It is.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's very difficult for companies to actually take a bunch of different logos and put them together in a format that works for suppliers.
Okay.
And that's kind of the secret sauce of what we have. On the back end, we take care of doing all of that.
Okay. So, all right. So can you explain the supply chain to me really quickly?
Yeah. So the supply chain, actually, it's pretty fascinating to me too, because most industries are set up this way. So let's take like Big O Tires so everybody can kind of understand what that is. So Big O Tires, they actually have their own brand of tires, but typically they'll order from Pirelli's or any other manufacturer. It'll come to a huge warehouse, and then it'll be shipped out to each specific location, and then the customers buy from there. So they can't really go to Pirelli's directly.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with us. There's a lot of products that are manufactured. There's a lot of different places, whether it's overseas or domestically. They're manufactured by the hundreds of thousands and put into warehouses. And then those warehouses are actually the ones that do the printing as well.
Okay.
And so that's who we order from, is the warehouses typically.
Okay. Gotcha.
Because if you order from overseas or from the manufacturer, typically the lead time's like 3 months. And most people are ordering promotional products within a couple weeks of their event.
Okay.
So you have to order from the warehouse, then it's imprinted or sent out directly to them.
So you're still pre-ordering product, right? You're not gathering the group orders and then ordering. So how does that work?
Yeah, so we've actually, our system, as soon as somebody orders, the order actually goes into the manufacturer.
Okay.
And typically it takes anywhere from a couple days up to a couple weeks to get it in. And so we
Okay.
don't actually order it until it is ordered from
Okay.
us.
Gotcha. So
We
you
just
don't
set it
have-
up so that it works out.
Okay, so the revenue flows well for you there.
Yeah, cash
Okay.
flow is definitely a good thing for us.
Okay, so Nate, from what I understand, you joined the company a week ago, is that right?
Yep.
Tell me
absolutely.
about your role.
So I signed on with Jordan. I've known him for quite a while. Being an entrepreneur myself, I was very attracted to other entrepreneurs and kind of talked to him about other stuff that he was doing. And he pretty much, invited me to have breakfast with him one day and talked about what he was doing. And I caught the vision of what he was doing, got really excited about it. And he's hired me on as I'm in charge of sales right now for him.
Okay.
Going out, talking to different clients and trying to make sure the relationships are maintained and that the orders are coming in. So
Okay.
that's kind of my position right now.
Okay, so you're in sales,
Mhm.
and what is the main aspect of this whole operation from a customer standpoint that you're going to tell them that's going to make them order from your swag company rather
Versus
than this other
anyone
swag
else.
company?
So our main advantage is just that combining the orders, kind of that he went over. Nobody else is really doing that, and so
So is that a
price
price
point
benefit?
is a
Okay.
huge thing for a lot of people. I'm sure Jordan will talk a little bit about the affiliate program, but that's something else that we're kind of doing right now. And so that's, as far as sales go, there are the customers directly that we're going after, but there are also larger companies who are doing what we're doing that we're going to be going after as well.
Okay.
So he'll explain
So
some
is
of that.
this a no-risk situation for you, other than your time? You're not having to put a lot of revenue up front for this, or
For the business itself?
yeah,
Or,
to run this, to run the orders. It sounds like you're basically collecting the
Mhm.
money first, and then you're ordering the items. So
Yeah, so there's a large upfront sunk cost to
Okay.
build out the whole system that we've created. And so that's basically been a lot of resources put into that. But each order, there's basically no risk unless something goes wrong with an order. But I've been doing it since 2005 with promotional items.
Oh, okay.
And
so
so-
you had other companies before this,
Mhm.
and then you created this around the premise of
Yeah,
your buying.
correct. Well, sort of.
Expound, please.
So I had one business, and we actually had all the screen printing and embroidery equipment. So we had several automatic presses and then several heads of embroidery. And the other partners didn't really want to invest into innovation.
Sure.
And I wasn't quite sure what it was. I didn't know that I was going to meet up with this company that had this unique problem,
Okay.
but I wanted to explore it. And so I left that company as an owner, gave them the equity back, and started this, and started experimenting and exploring what we could do to actually build something that we could actually really scale and become one of the largest promotional product distributors in the country.
Okay, so
So-
tell me more about how this works with the affiliate network that you're creating.
Yeah, so the affiliate network so what we're doing is really cool and it's really exciting, but our idea is really to become a platform to help other companies sell promotional products. And so what we actually do with the affiliate program is we find companies that they sell complementary products. So for example, ad agencies. So ad agencies, they help people build a brand, build a marketing plan, but they typically hand it over to another company to do the promotional products
Okay.
because it is so complex. There's hundreds of suppliers, there's hundreds of thousands of products. They don't want to train their employees on all of that complexity.
Sure. So
And
they're
so-
outsourcing for that. Okay.
They typically send it to somebody else. They don't even want to touch it. They're just like, this is another company that we've dealt with
Oh,
that
gotcha.
works pretty well.
Okay.
And so we've built it so that it's actually a complete white label affiliate program.
Mm.
So instead of being corporategroupbuy.com, it's affiliate, whatever the affiliate's name is, groupbuy.com.
Okay.
And then all of their customers that they work with, they can send them there. We still handle everything, but under their name.
All virtually.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then they actually get some revenue by sending their customers there.
Oh, excellent.
But then they can also have a little bit of brand management. They're like, okay, the logo should be done this way, should be used this way.
So you can still save the customer money and pay out an affiliate amount to
Yep.
those printers and providers.
Yeah, one of the most expensive things with any business is actually customer acquisition.
Okay.
And so what we're doing is we're leveraging their relationship with our expertise, and we're delivering that to the customer. So
Absolutely.
it works out.
Tapping into a network is huge.
Yeah.
So you've got that down.
Outliers, do you have a client base or audience who is full of fitness enthusiasts or individuals striving to look and be their best? You know the power that being an affiliate adds to your revenue stream. Well, I've been working for quite a while with Zojo, which is the most advanced protein drink on the planet. This product is helping athletes, marathoners, trainers, top-ranking NCAA teams, fitness enthusiasts, and people trying to manage their weight to optimize their results, and they are crushing it in the fitness world. They're now building a powerful team of brand ambassadors, and I'm leading that program from the perspective of an online influencer myself. The good news is that you have the opportunity to try this product at a huge one-time discount. And once you experience and love what it does for you, apply for the brand ambassador program. Your clients and audience will get a big discount and free shipping, and each sale will add revenue to your business. To find out how to get a huge discount and become a brand ambassador, just go to outliermagazine.co and click on resources at the top of the page to get started today.
So you are how far into this business?
Time-wise?
Time-wise.
So
We'll get to revenue in a minute.
yeah. So we started, it's great to say we when it was just me, right? There's been a lot of help along the way, a lot of different employees. There's actually 4 of us right now.
Okay.
But the company was started in 2009 when I left the other business. And in 2010 is when I talked with a customer about this program. And it took a long time to get it up and going. And I wanted to build it actually bootstrapped with customers' money instead of going out and getting investment or anything. And so it's working so far. It just makes it so the timeline actually is quite a bit longer.
So where are you at in that life cycle? Are you still at the point where you are putting all of your money back into your business type of a thing, or are you drawing revenue?
No, so we're drawing revenue,
Okay.
and we've been doing that the entire time as well. And so basically the beginning of last year is when we said, all right, we're all in. We're going to be starting the corporate group buy. And so the past, until about December was the first affiliate we really brought on. And that was Saxton Horn. It's actually the ad agency that's for the Larry H. Miller Group, the Jazz and the Bees. So all of those companies are ordering from their ad agency as if it's a sister company, but we're fulfilling it.
Okay, so you've tapped into a major network there.
Mhm.
That was about 7 months ago at this point. Okay.
So we have close to 200 affiliates now. We just launched with a university, and so they'll be selling from the campus store to the rest of the university, keeping it on campus, and it makes things a lot easier for them.
So that's something that sticks out to me, is how you're tapping into all of these networks and not just trying to mine all of these customers from nowhere, basically from the ground up. You're tapping in. Would you recommend that to your fellow entrepreneurs out there, or what are the struggles dealing with that?
So we actually first had a strategy where we're like, okay, these affiliates, it'll be great. If we get one on board, all of a sudden we have these hundreds of customers on board.
Yeah.
But that's difficult. And so our strategy right now is actually, if we identify a network, we can get several businesses underneath them to start ordering from us already.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden we can go to the affiliate and say, look, we already have these people that are ordering from us.
Mm-hmm.
So that provides 2 things. One, we have revenue coming in right away instead of waiting months for an affiliate to land. And then when we go to the affiliate, it's a no-brainer for them. They're like, oh, they're already using you.
Yeah.
I bet the rest of them will too. So
Okay.
it works out pretty well.
So the B2B model is more profitable than going straight to the people that are going to order this way, it sounds like.
Yeah, well, it's all kind of B2B.
Yeah.
So because it's
Well,
all
right.
businesses that are ordering
But
from
the
us.
end user I look at is the actual company that's ordering the product. You're tapping into providers. On that,
Yeah.
how do you make it easier for them to sell?
So part of it, we help them with their marketing plans. We help set up everything. So we go in and we say, look, you need to do this and do this and do this. Because most companies, it seems like they're almost tentative to tell another company what needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
But the companies want to know, because otherwise they'd be doing it themselves.
Right.
And if you want them to be successful, you want to share as much as you can with them and really kind of set up a marketing plan. So you say, okay, we're going to be sending out emails to these customers and help them understand what their specific segments are and help them to target them. So you almost become part of their team for the first go round
Okay.
and help them get launched, and then they can start running on their own.
Okay, that's smart. So help us go back to a time when you crashed and burned. We'd love to learn. We'd love to learn along this way. It sounds like you pivoted a few times. Can you think of one experience and take us there?
Yeah, so there's a lot. That's kind of
I've
what
heard that
comes
before.
with entrepreneurship, right? But one big one, so we actually, just like I said, we went to a customer. Well, the customer came to us and said they wanted the group buy. It was actually a chain of hospitals. And so the one lady that was put in charge of it, she was my contact, and we basically created the whole business before we actually created it and sold it to them. So we went to her and then went up to her boss and said, yeah, we could implement this into the 150 locations.
Okay.
They were really excited about it, and I said, all right, now it's time to start putting money into it.
Mm-hmm.
So we started building it and asked around to several different colleagues that had built different websites and looked for a development team that I thought would do really well.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it took 8 to 9 months for them to do a site they said would be done in 2 months. So I promised my customers it could be done in 3 months to give a little bit of
Because you gave a
leeway.
little cushion. Okay.
It was not enough cushion. And by the time it was done, that person that was in charge now had another role, and there was another person in his place,
Okay.
which made it very difficult. And there were other affiliates that we went and lined up, and they went completely cold because it took so long.
So did that deal fall apart?
It did.
Okay. So what did you take out of that? How do you implement that in what you're doing now?
So I wouldn't say that that means don't go out and pre-sell, because as I went out, well, let's see, I maybe should have been prepared for this, although you didn't let me
That's
know what
okay.
we were going to be
Okay.
talking about.
You're right. You're right. I didn't.
So one good thing that I did is I didn't just say, okay, we're just building it for this one customer. We went and talked to several customers at the same time. And so we were kind of preparing and getting things ready. Saxton Horn, we actually approached them at the same time, and it was starting to look like things were going to be a little bit delayed, so I didn't really give them a time frame.
Okay.
And so they weren't ready to really buy it on right then either. They had another program that they had just implemented. And so I told them, look, we'll get a hold of you in about 6 months. And so I kept on following up with them as well as other affiliates. And so the biggest thing is, it seemed like such a huge thing. It's like, man, if we can get this one affiliate on, we've made it, right?
Right.
But you can't just put all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
And
Okay, so you diversified.
yeah, you have to. Customers, everything, yeah.
Okay, good point. So that was kind of your backup plan, is you had other things going.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
great point.
So-
So what's next for you?
So now we're just expanding as quickly as we can.
Okay.
The promotional product space is a very, very competitive space. I don't know if you're familiar with the book, Blue Ocean,
Yes, I've heard of it. Yeah.
but we're definitely,
It's all about scaling, right?
Yeah.
Am I right? Okay.
and once you find something that's unique, once you're creating a blue ocean, other people are going to see that and they're going to start making that blue ocean become
Sure.
red. And so that's where we're at right now. There's a lot of big fish, and some of the small guys, we're trying to go up against companies like Staples. Staples is one of the largest promotional product distributors, which is kind of scary, but most people don't think of Staples as somebody who's selling promotional products,
Mm-hmm.
which actually works out great for us because we're trying to get companies that you wouldn't think sell promotional products
specialized.
for them to sell them.
Sure.
So we're trying to make a bunch of Staples. So that's how we're going to compete with them.
Right, absolutely. Well, we have heard many stories where big behemoths are brought down by the little guy.
Right.
So that's great.
Yeah.
Well, we really appreciate you sharing your story with us
Mhm.
and your takeaways. Where can we find you online?
So on our website,
Sure.
but also obviously on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook.
Okay, what's
all
your
those.
website?
So the website is corporategroupbuy.com.
Okay, and we can go directly to you?
Yeah, yeah. If you just put in Google Jordan Avner, it's a pretty unique name, so not a whole lot of people
Fantastic.
get it.
Okay, Jordan, Nate, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck.
Thanks.